Okay. I know this isn't like a good video or anything you guys have actually been wanting. I'm trying to figure out something to do. I just wanted to share this with you guys because it's funny. It's insanely funny. And I just need to express it now because it's just like, oh my god. So there's a creator named Adam Ellis. If you ever heard of a very creepy story called Dear David, or well, it more started out as like a Twitter scary spooky story type thing. There are a lot of Twitter accounts like that. Teletubbies facts, something about the sun missing out of the sky. I forget what that one was called. Sundown, some shit like. There are a bunch of them and YouTube channels cover them and shit. And Dear David was one that fucking took off like a lot, like a stupid amount. And not in a bad way, in a good way. And I don't know why I saw this. I think somebody retweeted it. But I found out on Twitter that he got his work straight up plagiarized. Am I surprised? No. But what I was a little bit shocked at was it was by a guy who made it into a short film and sent it off to a film festival where it got plenty of awards. By the way, he plagiarized a comic of his. They say shot by shot, but you know, it's a film. So the literal concept of this comic is guy cuts fingernail, buries fingernail in forest, human grows from it type shit, like I'll show you on screen. It's a very simple thing and they very simply plagiarized it, and I just started dying laughing. Like it's funny because it's just like you just have the gall, the dick and the balls, the courage in your heart to blatantly rip off something, especially something that's been seen by many people. Adam's work is not like a small YouTubers or small artists. My man went stupid viral. Like I think somebody's going to notice this looks fucking familiar. Like this whole thing looks fucking familiar. Anyways, obviously I need to see it, and I saw a bit of it and I saw a trailer for it, but I didn't see the actual thing because, funny enough, which made me just laugh even harder, it was basically scrubbed from the internet. Like I can't find not one hide or hair of the actual video, but maybe I'm just not looking that deep, and it's funny. It's so funny. I don't want to laugh out loud because it's way late at night, but I'm laughing inside. And so I was like, damn, I can't see it, and this trailer doesn't give me all the material I need to laugh, like really hard, like the good, Campbell's hearty soup laugh. Like I need that. To be fair, what I saw in the comments of the tweet was apparently Adam stole someone's comic idea back in the day and then lied about it, which kind of makes it a bit worse, and deleted the tweet where he lied apparently, and this is all allegedly because this is going off of other people's word. Apparently someone made a tweet about gross people tongue-kissing dogs, and Adam low-key just stole it wholeheartedly. Now, I understand this person's pointing to, like, got you, this you fam type moment. For some reason, it feels like it doesn't hit as hard as what's happening here. I guess it's weird when someone makes a short film, brings it to a whole festival, basically promotes it as if it's theirs, and wins a bunch of awards, gets connections, and gets praises, and probably funding for more movies and more shorts that, who knows, you might steal off of somebody else directly. And stealing like a comic with a joke that's not even original. To be fair, the whole person obsessed with their dog, especially a lady that has a lot of makeup and that's just over dramatic, loving their dog, licking their dog, kissing their dog, doing all that type of stuff, is not really unique, nor is it really something that I would say no one has thought of. Like the comic that Adam did, I was like, okay, that's pretty unique. Like I would doubt if anybody has made anything like that at any time or any point that we specifically know about, to where he could have bit that or someone else would have bit that. It just feels like they're different in the sense of, this is a honestly overdone joke that everybody makes about dog people, and a comic about apparently a personal thing for him. I forget exactly what it was, but like a personal thing for him that's shown in a actually pretty unique way, which is kind of hard to say nowadays. Now I'm sure you can find something that's similar to it, but you get what I'm saying. Like if a regular person or regular art Twitter looked at that, they'd be like, oh, that's different. But while that's my feelings, I do understand why some people are just like, that's a gotcha, see what happened. But at the end of the day, the point is that it's not okay to do it to anybody. It's shitty for Adam to allegedly have done that to that person, and it's shitty for these people to be making a short out of Adam's comic without his permission, and then even then, knowing, like full on knowing, that he didn't want it because they messaged him and then ghosted him and blocked him. That's really shitty. And I don't condone either action. Yeah, it's a fuck you for me. In both cases, you really could have reimagined the idea many different ways, in my personal opinion. Like, with the Adam thing, if you were inspired by it, it could have been a bit different. Now, I haven't seen the thing myself, but if it's going off of how people say it was, then they could have done a bit more in being creative and deviating from the original source material and not making it such a blanket remake, you know what I mean? Even in movies and shit, when people make remakes, you kind of have to get somewhat permission from the people who originally made the damn thing. And though art is a little bit different, you know, you can make fan art of something, and even though people, you know, have the right to take it down if they don't want it up, it's kind of like a known thing not to be a dick. When it comes to like multi-platform type thing, it depends on what it is, what you do with it, and especially because I believe the short film was like less than a minute from what I remember, but I could be totally wrong. I forget exactly how long it was. Because it was so short, it's kind of like you really couldn't fit much else in there, because it's 4 panels. You have to drag it out for suspense, so it's not really going to be that long. But that's just how I feel about it. I'm sorry, I just wanted to add that. So I was like, okay, well, there must be some description of it, especially if it was at a film festival and won awards, to the point where literally there's a tweet out somewhere, and I'll put it on screen obviously, that talks about how it won awards and how it's this great thing. It's funny when it's made by a dramatic film director. It's this powerful thing at this festival, but he made that. Adam made that comic. I'm not saying that this man doesn't get the recognition he deserves. He very much does, but a lot of artists don't even get that type of recognition for the shit that they made. And I thought that maybe the film would be a lot different. That's why people thought it was so great. But honestly, other than the guy not being Adam, or Adam's character rather, or, you know, how he represents himself in the comics, and being a guy that looks basically homeless, there really wasn't that much of a difference from what I could see. Anyways, I went to their IMDb because literally I looked up the name of it to see if I could find it in maybe an article or something. And the trivia was like the description underneath it, and I just started laughing so hard. Let me read it out to you. Damn it. This is what happens when a bitch gets lazy and doesn't finish editing her video. Damn it. Listen, the IMDb page's description was this. What I'm about to tell you is real. It's just not there anymore. I wish I had took screenshots. I'm a dumbass. I was on my phone when this happened. It's like some days ago. So like, this is me some days into the future. It was a real thing. Like, this is really what it was saying. And it was like this. It changed for obvious reasons, obviously. But I'm so mad because, listen, it was hilarious. But I take my word for it here. This was real. This happened. I promise. I'm not crazy or making shit up. I'm keeping it in because it was funny. Right, so I'm on the IMDb. You see the actor, you see the person who made it. Great. I didn't even see this at first. The casting crew. You have the 2 main people. And then you have Adam Ellis. I mean, I get it, but like, it's so funny. Oh, the description is fucking priceless. An isolated man's ritualistic pursuit in the heart of a dark, dense forest. I'm edgy. And yes, I'm making fun of this man because fuck him. But right under all that is, did you know? Trivia. The film is a shot-by-shot stolen from the comic of Adam Ellis, a brilliant and popular comic book artist with a large social media following. Permission was not asked. Excuse me for having like a fucking aneurysm just now. I was trying not to laugh, I'm fucking lisping and spitting, and I sound probably fucking walls cracking. Okay, I probably sound really dumb. Excuse me. I can read, I can. This is an example of this is this is an example of blatant, unapologetic plagiarism in reading. In rewarding the filmmaker for this piece. You are rewarding thievery. I didn't even read the full thing. I just read the first sentence. I'm sorry if I chuckled too much today. Basically, the IMDb was just like, if you even say one good thing, you're rewarding the thievery that's going on here. It's just so funny. And there's just headline after headline when you look up this thing that, like, yeah, this was plagiarism. Also, Adam says that apparently they emailed him. They really, with their whole flabby, gross ass chests, were just like, can you, like, promote it? Like, they no lie were like, hey, I know we stole this from you, didn't ask you, really didn't credit you, didn't even, name you. But can you, like, work with us and promote it because it's, like, getting really popular and we know shit's coming, basically? Like, can you help us, though? Obviously, he was like, no, take it down. And they were like, oh, okay. And then they went out for cigarettes. It never came back. This shit is hilarious. I do have to question how many people actually knew, like, he stole it. Because he did reference in an interview that he did take inspiration from a online comic. And why no one asks questions. And it is like a 4-panel comic, but still. Did anybody else know about this? Were people just enabling him from the get-go? Like, what was it? There are questions here that probably will never be answered because no one's going to admit to helping someone plagiarize something. It's just not going to happen. But I am curious. And though obviously you can tell my take on this situation, I think it's terrible what they did. That's blatant plagiarism. They didn't even try, honestly. And I don't think it's okay. It kind of begs the question, is it okay? Obviously, genuinely, it's straight up plagiarism. Like, they're just taking his work. Like, they're genuinely taking his work, not giving him credit. I technically don't actually really know if it's something that he can necessarily, like, sue them for. Because people do adaptations and things like that all the time. So I don't know, especially with it being, like, such different formats in the sense of, they stole the general idea, but did they steal enough to where it can be considered plagiarism? Because they did change, not a significant amount, because it's literally just kid in wood, dig, put in ground, grow human. Like, it's not a very complicated thing, but because it's not that complicated, is there some gray area there? Because there was more to it? Was there more there? Because I didn't actually see the entire thing itself. I know it was really long, but did they add something extra to it to make it difficult, to make it different? Was there a beginning to it? Was there anything else? I don't quite know. Again, in my personal opinion, I don't give a fuck. They were just blatantly stealing, and it's actually really gross that you would do something like that because you could have taken that concept, because it is really good, and made it like maybe not a full-length film, but made a concept in a film, or if we're gonna make a short story, just make it loosely based off of that. And that's kind of okay in the sense of, like, keep the growing humans part and then make like a story around it, or make it so it's significantly different. But the fact that they were just like, no, it's going to literally be the comic but moving. Cool. It's just really gross. I don't know. It was funny to me. It still is funny to me. It's fucked up what they did. It seems like they really are getting, like, hammered for it, but do I know if the awards that they got are being rescinded? Do we know this is being spread to enough people to where it's like, yeah, they're gonna get their just desserts for blatantly stealing from a creator? And not even, I could totally get, like, maybe if they just had a similar concept, but, like, I don't know, some random guy saw the comic and just was like, what about this? But they genuinely, like, emailed him with their whole chest and contacted him, so they're blatantly stealing. Like, they gave no fuck. But again, it's still fucking funny, and they're still fucking troglodytes. And as an artist myself and a creator, this is fucked. And I would never want this to happen to anybody, whether it's me, whether it's a small creator, whether it's a big creator. It doesn't fucking matter. The blatant plagiarism that happens with artists, and not even in this sense, just people getting their shit stolen on Twitter, shit like that. You guys know how I feel about tracing, because with tracing, it's like, bruh, it's not that serious in most cases. I can understand if someone's whole Twitter following was based off of them tracing and no one's called them out for it. They blatantly don't care and continue to make money off of it. We've had cases like that before, but most cases of tracing are literally just kids or people tracing hands or people tracing like just little shit or bodies or poses where it's like they're not getting commissioned like that anyways. It's not that serious. It's literally something that they did like or once or twice. It's not that serious. And even when it comes to stealing art in a way, sometimes it's just like a misunderstanding or something that again it's like a child and they're dumb or they're just a troll, period. But when it comes to stealing, I think specifically it does kind of always tend to be more serious in the sense of like people genuinely stealing art and making a quick buck out of it. Because if you can steal art, you're gonna steal good art, and if you're gonna steal good art, you're gonna find some way to profit off of it usually. But what can we do? And in this situation, in those situations, I have to say that, you know, at one point, fucking enough is enough. Like, you gotta fight for your art. At this point, this man is getting several awards and praise and brownie points and I'm sure connections he's making and moves that are happening and opportunities that are opening up to this man for something that he blatantly stole. And that's just not okay. And I'm glad that Adam was like, fuck no, I'm not gonna let this down. And I'm not gonna just, you know, sit down and take this. I'm gonna actually fight for this. Hopefully, in my personal opinion, he should be talking about this every day until it's seen by everybody, in my personal opinion, or make a video about it, or just really bring this to the forefront because it genuinely sucks. This person is genuinely garbage. Just a tip. It's bad that I have to say this. Don't steal art and don't be a douche.
We could have been Stardust,